social work and currently in the school system now, the New York City public school system. So, and like she said, tonight I will be speaking about psychological first aid. I'm sure you may ask, what is psychological first aid? And essentially, it's taking care of yourself mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. It's the whole realm of it. And so, like she said, if you have any questions, we can definitely save them. I hope you gain some information, some useful tools, tips that you will incorporate into your daily routine once you leave here tonight. So I will start my presentation. Let me just share my screen and we will get started. Okay. We hope technology works for us tonight. And, you know, we will get started. So, so essentially, psychological first aid is supporting yourself while dealing with crisis-related stress, not just during COVID, but although a lot of us have been going through it through these this last year and a half now. So if you didn't have any coping skills before, I'm sure you have them now because our worlds have been turned upside down. I hate to say this new normal. I pray we get back to some normalcy, but we know things will never be as they were. But the tips and tools that we'll learn will help us try to get back to some normalcy. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride that we're about to go on. So what is stress? I'm sure we've all had some form of stress. It not necessarily has to be traumatic, but if you don't, God bless you. But we've all had some level of stress. We all know what it is. And we all have a normal response to challenging and emotional situations. And so when it gets to a point where it throws our life off balance, this is when we need those coping skills to help us kind of bring our life back into balance. So like I said, it could come from an event that makes you feel frustrated, angry, nervous. It could be a testing. It could be, you know, getting back into the community. It can be like any form of stress where it could be normal bills or everyday life, worrying about what you're going to eat for dinner. That could be stressful. We're worrying about those things throughout the day. So when it becomes a point where your body starts to feel it, then that's when you know you need to have some interventions in place. So like I said, it's the body's reaction to a challenge or demand. So that's when we feel stressed, and it could present itself in different ways. So toxic stress occurs when the demands are out of balance with our resources and for coping. So when you get to a point where you just don't know what to do and it starts to affect your life, your health, that's when it can become toxic. And sometimes you hear people say stress can kill you. It definitely can. It can take toll on your body, but we have to find those techniques to kind of bring us back into balance. So during this time with COVID, we've suffered so many different stressful situations when it comes to our health, the accessibility to food. And, you know, in the beginning, it was toilet paper. Who would have thought toilet paper would be stressing us out? And so those kind of things that, you know, concerns with employment and income and, you know, how you're going to make ends meet. This whole schooling, remote learning. Should I send my child to school? Should I keep him home? Who's going to watch him? I have to work. You know, like I said, the essential items and worrying about if I'm going to have access to them. And then just throwing us off our normal routines. Like going outside was a chore. I know for me, when it was time to go to the grocery store, I watched the news and I'm like, oh my God, their gloves and masks and, you know, keep your distance. And if they're going to have the things that's needed. So those kind of things, especially during this pandemic, was, you know, causing difficulties in our lives and causing increased stress levels. So, you know, and worrying about the future, like, you know, how long is this going to last?